Every time.
Perdiccas!
Oh, my lady Lucia.
Perdiccas! Oh, you poor thing, you're injured. What happened?
As you instructed, I went to the forum to learn if your brother's legion was to return to Rome tonight.
What did you learn?
I grew so excited at the news, I had to run back and tell you.
What is the news? Tell me what? What is the news?
In my haste, I slipped and fell. I lay in great pain for some time. I believe I have bruised my patella!
Yes, but what is the news? Has my brother arrived?
Fortunately, Helia, one of the Vestal virgins, was returning from her service at the temple, and she saw my plight. She kindly applied bandaging and assisted me home.
And what is Marius? Has he arrived? Will he be here tonight?
So great was the shock of my fall that, why, I have completely forgotten the news I learned.
Oh, well. Surely if one shock made you forget, then surely a second shock will help you remember.
Oh, no! You incompetent fool!
Miraculously.
Necessity is the mother of invention! Help! Someone divine! Come to my aid!
That is the flyer for Marius' teacher. He's arrived.
Mubete!
From the walls of Carthage to the shores of Pompeii, we will conquer without pity till our foes are on their knees. We will lift and we will plunder, we'll drive thousands from their homes. Let the world recoil and wonder where the legionnaires have run. We will trade your blood for oil, we will tax you till you gasp, and we won't cease from our toil till our foes are in our grasp. We will lift and we will plunder, we'll drive thousands from their homes. Let the world recoil and wonder where the legionnaires have run. We will burn and we will clear it while you stand and blankly stare. You'll be driven from your village by the Roman legionnaires. We will lift and we will plunder, we'll drive thousands from their homes. Let the world recoil and wonder where the legionnaires have run. There are none more enterprising, not so quick to pick a fight, and we won't stop mobilizing till we've shown that might makes right. We will loot and we will plunder, we'll drive thousands from their homes. Let the world recoil and wonder where the legionnaires have gone.
Soldiers, ad uno! Mubete! Beloved sister.
Beloved brother.
Perdiccas? Yes, my lady.
Be gone. Although it grows late, brother, I know I could stay up all night to listen to your stories of war and gold. Oh, Marius, the life of Roman maiden is so dull. I can't hear enough of your tales of valour and battle. But we must retire soon, and there will be months stretching before us. Time enough for you to finish your telling.
Not months, dear sister. Only days.
What do you mean, only days?
Our legion has returned to Rome. Only so that our armour may be repaired, new weapons forged, and new soldiers recruited. I've been promoted to the rank of princess. My commander and I will embark for Jerusalem in 3 days.
And who is your new commander?
Solidus, son of Vespasian, is my primus pilus. Do you remember him from my school days? He was but a few years my senior, and would often visit us after school. But Lucia, you are blushing. Ah, now I remember. You always had a place in your heart for Solidus, didn't you?
No less a place than you have in your heart for his cousin, Lady Sylvia Platereo. You heard from her lately?
Not so cool when she spurned my proposal, but enough of her. Solidus, whom you so admire, is said to be the finest commander in the Roman army. You know that I should be bursting with enthusiasm for my new post, and yet, I grow weary of a legionnaire's life.
You grow weary of a legionnaire's life.
Think of what it would be like in Judea, my sister, morning until evening, shouting out commands to the mindless soldiers.
Ah, yes, forming those slack bodies into a unified force of pointed power. One will, one goal.
Endless tramping, over leagues of desert wilderness, sand blowing into your burning eyes, sand trekking up your dry, parched mouth.
Yes, defying the sun, subduing the sands, until at last an oasis appears with swaying palms that droop down with days, and cool water gushing forth from a spring.
The life of a Roman soldier.
The life of a Roman soldier!
Lucia. Lucia, I know that gesture. When we were younger, it meant you were hatching a plan, and it usually meant trouble. Lucia, you must listen to me. No plans, no schemes. Please, I'm happy to be a Roman soldier. Forget the rest. Lucia!
What if I served as princeps in your place?
Lucia, are you mad? Soldiering is hard, muddy, bloody work, men's work.
But you've told me yourself that all you do now is mostly give commands.
Yes, that's true, but...
And we still look alike. Why, put your armour on me, and I'll look more the part of Marius Tillis than you do.
I won't even hear of it. I'm going for a walk.
Think of it, my darling brother. I'll be able to spend every day in the presence of Solidus, the man I adore. And imagine the sound of those marching feet, the clamour of battle, the sweet taste of victory. They victors, woe to the vanquished!
But how can I send a helpless girl to the Galilee garrison? Even an officer has to defend himself now and then.
Marius, recall when we were children, how often you were unable to find a boy who could match me as a sparring partner.
We were but children then.
No matter.
Lucia, you are mad.
To arms, Roman soldier, to arms!
You little brat, I'll teach you a lesson.
That's more like it.
Don't think I'll show mercy.
You'd have to win before I'd allow you to show mercy.
Babe.
What hurt?
No, it's fine. I still have far worse battle scars from when we were children. I guess if anyone was to serve to command a Roman legion, it would have to be you. Though I pity poor Solidus, who had his hands full with you as his second in command.
So you will let me go to Judea?
I suppose Judea is a quiet enough place. Nothing really happens there. Within 2 years, that is you, could return and still be in one piece. but I insist on one condition only. You must bring Pernicus with you in case there is any trouble. He is to communicate with me immediately.
Sure, if he doesn't accidentally break his arm while he's writing to you.
Hey, I heard that. But what about me? I don't plan to disguise myself as you and while away 2 years.
I have it. You can spend time with your beloved Sylvia Platurea.
That would be a dream come true. But how could it come about?
Sylvia is building herself a new villa near the Forum, with all the other construction work the Emperor Nero has underway. However, it is dreadfully difficult to find skilled craftsmen. Pernicus knows the foreman there. He can present you as a skilled stonemason, fresh from the provinces. You can go by the name Petrus. And the next year, you'll be able to look upon your beloved Sylvia every day. And perhaps now and again, she'll even look at you.
Little...
Help! Help! Roman maiden in distress!
Ow! 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 My tibia!
Pernicus, you're injured. Same leg.
Sorry, it's the other one. It's my pain is balanced now. Only because I know Pernicus is there to protect you do I allow you to go to Judea. Judea? Lucia goes to Judea? And with me?
Marius, why do you insist over Pernicus?
I predict he'll be more useful than you think.
I shall!
Soldiers, more bedtime. Legions, halt.
1 year later, at the foot of the Mount of Olives near Jerusalem, Roman soldiers of the 10th Legion are marching in formation, waiting for the command of Solidus Vespasian and Marius Tullius.
Revert, amen. Have you heard the news?
About Marius Tullius, you mean?
What is it? Solidus is promoting Marius again, giving him equal command over our legion.
I say that's good.
I'm not surprised. Since Marius joined us in Judea, he and Solidus are inseparable. Solidus is a born organizer. No one is as bold as Marius.
All right. Solidus would have been slain in that skirmish last week had not Marius thrown himself in between the vanity and slain.
And Jove be thanked that Marius was only wounded in the hand.
And no one treats his men better than Marius.
And no one treats his men better than Marius. Remember when we were caught unawares in that sandstorm? Marius kept riding up and down the lines,
Making sure.
making sure that not one soldier was lost. All from losing hope.
Looks like, man. Here's Marius and Solidus himself, dismounting on our tents.
Soldiers, haptate, ad uno, depone sinistra. Hail Caesar!
Hail Caesar!
Reverse men. Men of the 10th Legion, I hereby announce, in the name of Nero Caesar, Imperator, Pontifex, and Jupiter, that from this day forth, the command of your army is shared by me,
Solidus Vespasian, and Marius Tullius.
Yes!
To celebrate the promotion of Marius Tullius, we will double tonight's rations of wine and meat.
Yay!
Your new commander stands ready to hear any complaints that he may redress.
Hail! Hail, Caesar!
3 cheers for Marius Tullius!
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
But is this what you call a campsite of a Roman army? It looks as though it was hit by a sandstorm. Get those tents properly pitched. On the double. Now, on the double.
Sir, yes, sir.
That's telling them, my boy. There are times when I simply can't fathom you. You are either as tough as tempered steel, or as soft and yielding as happy gold. When on the field you seem to have the sinews of a lion. When surrounded by the sick and wounded, you have the heart of a woman. And now you've even made extra work for me. I had to write a complaint to the Senate concerning a request for a camp physician to look after the wounded. As far as Rome is concerned, only a soldier who can fight is worth looking after.
I'm sorry to cause you such trouble, sir.
Don't call me sir anymore, my boy. We're co-commanders now and equal in every way. No, you don't cause me any more trouble than I wish. As much as I admire the uniformity of every legion, of every battalion, of every soldier in the Roman army, it's refreshing to come across an officer as unique as you.
True words were never spoken.
And do you know what I sometimes think? If Marius can be so kind and caring, what a woman his sister Lucina must be.
She's more incredible than you know.
I know, my boy. I know. For all I know, since we left Rome, she might become engaged to another.
Impossible.
You seem certain of that.
Ah. Let's just say we're in constant communication.
So there is hope for me?
Perhaps.
Only perhaps.
Well, Lucia has always had many suitors.
But none who are Roman generals.
No. But there usually was a senator or two.
When we return to Rome, will you speak on my behalf?
Consider it done. But remember, Lucia is a fickle girl and may delight in keeping you in suspense.
Marius, my boy, I'm ready to wage a campaign for your sister that will put Caesar's conquest of Gaul to shame. I know little of rhetoric and eloquence, but I'll let her read my heart. Once I've softened up her vanguard of resistance, I'll sum up all the sweetness I can muster and lay siege to her love until she surrenders.
A sound plan, sir. Oh dear goddess Fortuna, my manly countenance must remain unmoved. My woman's heart will well nigh burst with joy. It will be best, however, for Lucia not to give way immediately to Solidus' loving assaults, for no man bears well that which is won too easily. No, she shall skillfully resist, prolong the siege, and surrender only when Solidus has all but given up in battle. I'll have Pernicus make sure this message reaches my brother as soon as possible. Pernicus? Pernicus! Oh, where has that worthless look gone off now? Pernicus! Oh, Pernicus, are you wounded? How did this happen? Were you with him when this happened?
I had my sheep out to pasture not far from here, Your Excellency. When I heard this man's groans, I found him lying near a large rock. He directed me to help him back to you, his master.
Where's the wound? I see no mark, nor is there blood on your head, Pernicus.
Shortly before noon, I ventured out of our tent to await your arrival. As I sat and read, the sun shone so hot on my aged head that I had to pour red wine on this napkin, and I proceeded to wrap it around my brow in a careful spiral fashion, hoping to cool off. But then I grew weak with thirst, and having no more wine to drink, I fainted!
Pernicus, you are impossible. Return to my tent and drink all the water you wish. Then see that this message is sent to Rome.
Thank you, my lady. I deeply appreciate that. Please see to it that my saviour here is rewarded. I might have been devoured by wolves had he not found me.
Or carried away by ants. Be gone, slow. Here is a Tessestochi's piece for your troubles.
What can I do with this circle of gold? It will not tend to the grass that feeds my sheep, nor will it weave the wool to clothe the shepherd.
Look, my simple friend, this little gold piece gives you the power to command others to take your sheep to pasture, to spin and weave your wool.
And whose name is this power granted?
R-O-M-A. Roma. She is the power that builds cities and roads and bridges, spanning them, aqueducts to supply their water, temples to house their gods. She is a power that lives in the emperor, who is at once man and god, who could, if you wish, with but one command can put you and all your people to death. She commands the might of 1,000,000 men to act as one, an army greater than any on earth. Roma!
Yes, I know. Rome is a great military power, and Rome is a mighty force in this world. But I know a power still greater.
You do? Really? And what is the name of this greater power?
If you spell Roma backwards, it writes A-M-O-R. Amor, love. Within Rome is the power to reverse Rome. Love is the greater power.
Shepherd, you are strange. Your garb is of a humble farmer, but you are far wiser than your simple manner will suggest.
The love that lives between our people is more powerful than all the Roman legion put together.
I must retire and reflect upon these words.
Brief little intermission here while we rearrange the sets very quickly. So we'll probably just have a little wriggle around, and then we're going to get into the second act of our play in just a moment. Our narrator is actually away today, so I'm taking over the reign of the narrator. 1 year later, at the foot of the Mount of Olives... No, I just read that. You can see I'm not ready for this. You'll now be invited to the drunken Emperor Nero's palace, where you'll witness petty patrician rivalry and the antics of Emperor Nero. You're welcome to laugh.
Yay! Come along, silly doll. I'm so great. Right, the articles above. Then I meant go to make sure that you enjoy yourself tonight. It's not every day you get invited to one of Nero's banquets.
Thank you for inviting me, Nadia, but...
And as everyone knows, spectator, veniant spectators, some come to see, and some come to be seen.
I really intend to stay for just a little while, because...
Nonsense, silly doll. Everybody who is anybody is here. Once you met a few of the guests, you'll know it. Here, for instance, are three of my dearest friends. Sylvia, meet the three most loving sisters in Rome. Ebra, Versace, Maxima. Lycia, Armania, Maxima. And Trivia, Botoxia, Maxima. Well, I am certainly glad there's only three of you. I'm beginning to max out.
Nadia, darling, your new sedan chair is quite splendid. How much did it cost?
Don't tell us so, my sweet. But the distinguished Senator Moliero Gallius recently ransomed a whole group of Germanic tribesmen who were about to become gladiators, and he had them make the sedan chair as a surprise for me.
No one makes the sedan chairs as well as the Germans.
And no one makes it as expensive either. I'm not supposed to know, darlings, but rumor has it that dear Moon spent 100,000 sesterces on her. It only gets about 2 miles a slave, so we have to stop at the water pump to also go my way. But darling Louis says it is warranted to last for 20 years, or the wearing out of the 27th century. Whichever comes first. But enough about me. You three look positively ravishing. Everyone, where did those jewels come from?
This emerald necklace was a gift from General Flavian and costed 75,000 sesterces. A ruby-encrusted gold bracelet, a souvenir of a lovely Saturnalia banquet, was recently appraised at 30,000 sesterces. And I paid for the jewel-encrusted dress myself. It was only 10,000 sesterces. Don't you dare tell anyone that I got it at such a discount.
But everyone, aren't you ashamed to be such a bargain hunter? My gown is far better quality. It is woven of silk and said to be brought back from Asia Minor during Rome's battle with King Mithridates. And because of its antiquity, it is valued at 75,000 sesterces.
And speaking of antiquities, your grey roots are starting to show through again.
Oh, well, darling Trivia, you needn't worry about your grey roots. Indeed, you needn't worry about any roots.
Keep your hands off my wig! It came straight from the head of an Egyptian princess, and it cost me 12,000 sesterces. And as for your dress, precious silk, well, we'll see about that. Look at that, Ignatia. It's nothing but cotton. Cotton? How dare you! I wouldn't settle for anything less
as well, before you two even learned how to bargain. Emporo, ergo sum, I shop, therefore I am. But why do you wear such trash? Would emeralds crumble like that? Isn't that the way glass breaks? You very much think so! You hollow hag! You pack the painted baggy neck!
I told you that once you met me, you have been guest and never want to leave.
Really, dear Ignacio, I feel that I must go.
You can't leave now, sir. Look, the banquet will soon be served. And here comes Nozio, the Emperor's favorite, who will be the master of tonight's ceremony. I think that he's about to read the menu. Listen.
Nero back row! Nero back row! Burnt every home! Burnt every home! Good evening, esteemed patricians of Rome. Tonight's dinner will be a delectable array of delicacies. For the gastatio, we shall have fried grasshopper, ostrich wings, locusts dipped in honey, and flamingo tongues, 12 varieties of songbirds, and baby pelican livers raised in their blood. Following that,
My stomach is positively growling in anticipation.
My stomach is certainly quivering.
and now, your excellencies, you shall glimpse the God in man who makes our simple repast possible. Bow before him, adulate, adore him. It's he, the divine, Emperor, Caesar, Imperator, Pontifex and Jupiter. Lords and ladies, here's Nero! Silence! Nero stands. Silence! Nero speaks.
Fine! 16! 30! It's good to be Emperor.
What's so funny about those numbers?
Well, you know Nero's reputation for outrageous humour, don't you, Doc? Well, his master would tell him of 25 jokes which never fail to elicit gales of laughter. But given his delicate condition, the Emperor grows tired of repeating the same jokes again and again. So he's assigned them all numbers. Now, he need only speak the number, and the audience, recollecting the original joke, can't help but laugh uproariously.
How hilarious.
Silly darling. I hope that silly gossip hasn't turned you against the Emperor.
But is it only silly gossip? I heard that Nero stole possessions and sent back the notice in a day.
Even an emperor must be allowed his boyish pranks.
And haven't you heard? On some moonlit nights, Nero rattles up in the sense of wild beasts and gnaws from the prisoners that lead to death.
It's just his way of having a midnight snack.
And what's the house he's planning for himself? You'll be 1 mile long.
Please, Miss Sylvia, none more of this idle gossip. To put it simply, Nero is my hero. Please put off your melancholy clip and join the endless party that is Roman life.
Perhaps. But not this evening. I've asked Petrus, my master's stonemason, to accompany me home tonight, so that you're not inconvenienced.
And there is no convincing you to stay, you silly, sombre soul. But remember my words. Tempus fugit, my darling. You only live once, you know.
Summon the master's stonemason, Petrus.
Yes, I'm ready. What is that?
construction nears completion. Indeed, were it not that the stone carvers must be given a holiday tomorrow to witness the triumph that could be finished by Lupercal time.
Trials? Who's trials? I'm quite out of touch with the city affairs.
General Solidus and his co-commander, Marius Tullius, have returned from Judea, and the Emperor is welcoming them tomorrow with fitting pomp and ceremony.
Marius Tullius?
My lady, what ails you?
Oh, Petrus, only because I've come to respect you so, will I confide in you now. 2 years ago, before we set upon his tour of duty, I encountered Marius at the feast of the Lupercal. He approached me, knelt before me, and in the most earnest and touching way, told me of his love for me.
Oh, I remember. What? Oh, I mean, but I remember saying such things myself to maidens when I was young.
But 3 years ago, I was still a child, vain and flighty, laughing at love. Also cruel to him.
So cruel. What? Oh, I mean, that you are so cruel to yourself to see it that way. The scamp probably did not even deserve your love.
I thought that at the time, but now I've grown older and wiser. Alas, compared to the weaklings and fox who call themselves men in Rome, Marius is like a stallion among donkey boys. He's like a diamond among glass baubles. He's like a
giant among pygmies.
Yes, Petrus, a giant among pygmies. But how do I know?
Why? Oh, all of Rome speak of his greatness as a commander, his boldness and generosity to his men, his grandeur and gallantry.
Oh, and to think that I spurned him when he stood just where you stand now. And he said,
As long as stars shine in heaven, Marius' heart will beat with Phineas.
well, that's exactly what he said.
Yes, it is! I mean, it is a very common vow the young man.
Oh, and I thought it to be his own creation. Petrus, you're a man, and the best of your kind. Tell me, as a man, if you were Marius and had been spurned by Scythia, would you have forgotten her?
Forgotten? Never. My longing would only have ripened into a love deeper and more true than before.
And if this time it were I who declared my love for you, would you spurn me?
Only a fool would object as a beautiful and magnificent a lady as you. No, my lady, I would not spurn you.
That settles it. And now I'm more determined than ever to win back his love. The day after the trial, I'll make my way to the house of Marius Tullius and beg his forgiveness for my foolish behaviour. Nay more, I won't desist till I'm pledged to be his wife.
A bold strategy, but sure to win him over.
But Petrus, I'm a faint-hearted female, and I fear that I'll lose the force of my resolve unless you come with me instead of Marius.
I? Come with you? Oh no, my lady. I couldn't do that.
And why not?
It would not be proper. Another man in the room might cause Marius Tullius to grow shy. Might even become jealous.
Jealous? Of you? Oh, Petrus, you're an excellent jester.
Thank you, my lady.
Well, it's resolved. In 2 days' time, you will accompany me to the Villa Italia, and in the presence of Marius and Petrus, I'll declare my love for him by convincing to conquer. Oh, Petrus, I suddenly feel so strengthened by the force of such a single-minded resolve.
And I suddenly feel divided in two.
Our last scene now. Back at the... It's a bit hot in here, isn't it? Can we open the window? Yeah. It's lots of people in the room. Could you open that window, BJ? The latch is at the bottom. Thank you. Can you get your one or is it a little locked?
The bell being different.
Tullia. 4 lovers, 2 in disguise. This should be awkward.
My Lord Lucia. Here are tidings from your brother your sister Marius.
What happened to your arm?
I was in such a hurry to return with this message that I ran into Sibbia's doorway, disturbing her guard dog Argus, who jumped upon me, wrapping the cords of his right front paw around my forearm as his incisors dug into the muscles of my...
Enough! I can imagine the rest. Just give me the letter.
Beloved sister, by the time Tony arrives with this letter, Sibylla and I will be on our way to Tullia, where she will declare her love for Marius. Acting on my behalf, you will forgive her and quickly accept her proposal of marriage, before she changes her mind. With wishes for our planned success, your devoted brother, Marius.
Copernicus, is my armour polished and ready?
All is as you commanded.
I will return in a moment. Make ready to welcome Sibylla and Petrus.
Oh, Petrus, help me so I do not lose courage. Once in the presence of Marius, I fear that I won't be able to keep from swooning.
You've done well so far.
My Lady Sibylla, Marius Tullius, a welcome home, hero of Rome. Please stand. I am unworthy of your praise. Indeed, you once thought me unworthy to be in your presence. Oh, Marius, do not remind me of the poor child in Monte's city. I come to beg your forgiveness for my thoughtless, harsh words I said to you 3 years ago.
Yes, they certainly were thoughtless. But then, thinking was never one of your strong points.
That's no way to answer, Lucia. I don't know why I was spoken that way to you.
I'll expect nothing less from such a shrew.
My sister is going to ruin everything. You should be reconciling with her by now.
I'll never forgive myself for the harsh words I said to you.
That's good because I'll never forgive you for them either.
Lucia is going too far. General Marius, I've worked in the employ of Sibylla for 2 years, and I can strongly attest to the remorse she feels for all she said to me. And furthermore, I can assure you that
No one asked for your testimony, pebble smasher. I'll have my servants toss you in the Tiber. Please, my dear, let me hear more of your remorse and shame. What's that racket? Copernicus, go to the east entrance and see who is there.
Graves.
Hey, what's the matter, personages? Where's your Mistress Lucia?
Cheers! Cheers!
Oh, you and I help today. He hasn't replied to even one of my notes, so I've decided to make this siege personal. You know what they say? Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Begging your pardon, sir. They also say, ut amus amabilis esto. If you want to be loved, be lovable.
But is it not quoted that fortis fortuna adubat, fortune favours the brave?
Yes, Your Excellency. But I have also heard that certus annus eris uxor ducis. You used to be sane. Are you really taking a wife?
We're going to just stand there and go epigrams, announce that I'm here!
Yes, Your Excellency. 1 moment, please.
And so I've come, good Marius, humble and saddened, to ask if you have it in your heart to forgive me.
My Lady Sibylla, such a serious matter needs due consideration on my part. I must retire to my chambers for a few minutes to think over all you have said. Copernicus, see to it that Lady Sibylla and her friend are made comfortable while I deliberate in peace and quiet.
My Lord Solidus.
Lucia, at last, it has been years, yet it is as if I knew you too well. Those eyes, that nose, that mouth. So like her brothers.
I have received your note, Solidus.
Are you ready to surrender?
I must hear your terms first.
That determined spirit, so like her brothers. If you give yourself up to me, I'll carry you off to my walled domain and grant you years of peace and happiness.
As your captive slave.
How quick she is, just the mirror of Marius.
My virtue lies only in being so like my brother, and why don't you marry him?
Oh no, Lucia, it is you, and you alone I must have as a wife.
My Lord Solidus, such a serious matter needs due consideration on my part. I will return in I must retire to my chambers for a few minutes to think over all you've said. Pernicus? Pernicus! See to it that General Solidus is made comfortable while deliberating his fire.
My Sibia, I have thought of all you have said. Yes, Sibia, I forgive you from the bottom of my heart.
Now I see that you have spoken truly to the man, that you're as kind as you are brave. Petrus, I'm losing my words.
Be bold with Sibia.
Compared to the weak and fox who call themselves men in life, you're like the stallion among glass balls. I mean, you're like the diamond among donkeys. I mean, you're like a pygmy among giants. Or, I don't know what I'm saying. All I want to say is, will you ask me to marry you?
My lady Sibia, I had hardly expected you to be so forward. Surely such a serious matter needs due consideration on my part. I must retire to my chambers for a few minutes to think over all you have said, especially concerning the pygmy. I'll return shortly after deliberated in peace and quiet.
My Lord Solidus!
Are you ready to capitulate? Or must my archers shoot more of Cupid's arrows at your heart?
You still must sue for peace, for my surrender will not be unconditional. We Romans strike a hard bargain.
I've heard her brother say just the same thing.
You should know right from the start that I'm not the sort of lady who is content to repose a life around the home path. I confess that I like to tame horses and ride them at breakneck speed through the countryside.
Don't say.
And you have to give me leave to keep my skills at swordplay sharp.
Well, I hadn't thought of that.
And now and again take me travelling to Gaul or Galilee.
My years of warfare begin to seem tame compared to our years of marriage, babe.
Love is war.
War is, heaven?
And in war they say, they victors.
Just what her brother would say. Yet again, ask with more fervour than before. Will you marry me?
Oh yes, Solidus. Yes, 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 I will marry you.
In token of your promise, I give you this ring from Judea. That scar is exactly like the one that Maris got when he saved my life. Is it so? With twins. But if one is wounded, they both develop scars, or those eyes, that nose, that mouth. Lucia, are you your brother?
It's quite a long story, sir.
My boy, my girl, I want to see you in your armour lest I think I'm going mad.
Your word, sir, is my command.
You really are unique among Roman officers.
The suspense is too great. If Marius will not return to me, I must seek him out and throw myself at his feet.
Oh no, Sylvia! Stay here!
Why is everybody did so well, Marius? I know it's
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Petrus, did you know about this?
surprise.
I feel as if I'm going to faint. But is Lucia Marius? Or Marius Lucia? Or is...
It depends on what your definition of is. As long as stars shine in heaven, Marius's heart will beat for Sylvia.
I feel as if I'm in a hall of mirrors, and I can't tell what's real from its image.
My love for you is real, Sylvia. All else is but a passing shadow.
In all the chaos and confusion that I have experienced at the front lines of the battlefield, so crystal clear when compared to this. Can someone explain to me what is going on?
Such an explanation needs due consideration. Give me a moment while I deliberate peace and quiet.
My Lord Solidus, first let us make our way to the forum, where we shall make known to all our dual marriage vows. Then shall we four dine together, and I shall unravel the tangled threads of our interwoven lives.
Ah, truly a consummation devoutly to be wished.
Premiere of Roma Amor. We just have one more round of applause for our Roman legionnaires here. And this was coming for our wonderful Roman patrician. And I should make mention of our musicians as well, whom you couldn't see backstage, but on the piano was Nella just then. Morgan and Izzy during the exhibition. Live again for a wonderful accompaniment on the cello. And let's not forget Byron on guitar, who practiced really hard. And Theo on the drums, doing the percussion. Not least, our main performance, Copernicus, played by Jake. Marius, played by Morgan. Lydia, played by Clementine. And in a moment, we also have our drunken Nero down here, who also plays Mordecai. Certainly not least, our two Lucias played by... I haven't put Solidus over here, there's something Solidus. And our last but not least, our lovely Lucias played by Esther and Ian.
Definitely not least, our narrator Sean.
Special note here that you often don't see who's pulling the strings behind the scenes, but I don't think this play would have happened without Zara did all the costume design, all the set design, all of these wonderful things. She actually painted the backdrop there as well. She went above and beyond. Can we have a round of applause for Zara? Any comments from teachers? Oh yes, I should mention, we have left a comment book out here, so you're more than welcome to leave a comment before you leave. We'd love to hear your feedback.
I'd just like to say congratulations to each and every one of you. Class 2 did their play this morning, and I think we're going to do another one tomorrow, and we're going to try to be as magnificent. Oh my goodness, you should all feel so proud. Zara and Sean, amazing work. Thank you so much, everybody.
That might be the perfect time to make an organised exit, so I might get our class to exit first.
Hello. Oh, Abby, we're going to have such struggles trying to find books these days that fit with anything.
That's a good point, hey?
God. Just looking at some of these, and they're just... I bought a couple of bundles to talk to you about. I don't know what you want to do. Some of these I don't think are worth necessarily doing anything with.
Yeah.
But do I take them back and leave them in a carton and hope in a couple of years' time that people have...
We could. I know that